Kelsey, what's happening right now?
Painting the cabinets.
Painting the cabinets? What?
So exciting.
Holy smokes. All the doors are off.
Yep.
Painting.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Today we're going to learn all about the quick and easy way to paint your RV cabinets. We're going to go from this to something much better. Okay, so to begin, we are going to go over some of the materials that we gathered. The first most important thing is the Insulix cabinet coat paint. I have conveniently painted over both labels so that you cannot see it, but I will link it in the description. You can get this at any Ben Moore official store. If it's attached to Ace Hardware, you might have a harder time, but you can also order this on Amazon. So I actually got this one on Amazon and it comes in white, and that's the color that I've used on all the white cabinets, is the color that it comes. It's about 52, 55 bucks a gallon. It's really great. So this is what makes your life easy. We did not and are not going to sand any of our cabinets. That's a really popular thing to do when you're repainting your cabinets. But we have used this product, the Insulix cabinet coat, on 2 other residential kitchens that get used all the time, and we know that it holds up and stands the test. So we did the same thing in here. For prepping, what we use is this. It's like a $5 quart size acetone. All you have to do is take a rag, any rag, pour it on there and wipe it down. That gets rid of any oils or residue or anything like that. It's super quick and easy. This is the only prep that we did to the cabinet surfaces for the paint to be able to bond. I like these Worcester paint brushes. They come in a pack of 4. You can get them on Amazon. The angled is preferred. That will help you trim better. They fit really nicely in your hand. It's the 65mm one. They're pretty affordable and it's easy to hold and paint nicely. So these are the brushes that we use and recommend. And if you need a paint tape, this is the kind we get. It's the Sharp Lines multi-surface. The tip or trick with this that you'll definitely want to know is that you take it off when it's wet. Don't let it dry, or else when it dries, it'll dry to the paint in your cabinet and it will peel the paint off your cabinet, which is not what you want to do. So just take it off when it's wet and this will do the trick if you need it. Another material that I really love is the handy pail. So you can hold it in one hand. It's great for smaller application jobs if you're using a brush. We used a brush for our entire RV. We didn't roll anything because it's all such tight spaces, so rolling really isn't applicable in this. But with the handy pail, you can have inserts. I'm all about making your job easy when you're painting because it's really not that fun. So anything you can do to make it easier is great. And then it also has a magnet on the handle. So you can, if you're like stopping in between, you can always just tack your paintbrush there and you won't be getting it in the paint. So that's super nice. These are the liners that you can get. I, as you can see, often will just like get as much as I can out and let it dry and reuse it. So that's that debt-free life for you, is reusing things. Also, if you are on the debt-free journey, you can repurpose an almond milk container and you just cut it and look, it's basically the same thing without the magnet and there's paint still in there. Which actually does bring me to a next point on some tips and tricks. You can put plastic bags over your paint. As long as you seal them, they should stay to where you don't have to be always emptying your paint back into the gallon. Another trick with your paintbrush is you put it in plastic of any kind. We have our shorty paintbrushes in here. So we have a sandwich bag in plastic and you put it in the fridge. Seriously guys, like a week, however long you want, it pretty much stays good. and you don't have to wash it out between every time you're painting. So that's another great trick too to make your life easier. So one last tool, this is called a 5-in-1. I can link this below in the description too. It's really handy though. You can clean rollers with it. You can also open the paint cans with it. You can scrape things or use it as an edger as you're painting. So it just has a lot of great tools. So I'll link this because we use this a lot too. So to show you what these coats will look like and what to expect, this is what we had without any coats of paint. Again, you would just acetone and wipe it down, and then you'd be ready to go ahead and paint. So this is with no coats of paint. This under here is 1 coat of paint. So some people go for a distressed look. You can almost get that with 1 coat of paint, especially if you were to use a chip brush. If you have any questions about that, let me know. But this is with our smooth nice brush. 1 coat of paint. This is 2 coats of paint, and I primed it with a lighter green, and then I painted it with this green because of a whole mishap we had. But this is 2 coats of paint, and then this is 3 coats of paint. So 2 coats of paint really does look pretty good. There's normally just some touch-up areas, and instead of just touching up those areas, and I might miss some, I would like to go ahead and do a 3rd coat of paint on everything. So that's what we've done on all of our white cabinets. That's what we'll do here and on the bottom green kitchen cabinets. All right, so let's talk about hardware. This is something I debated back and forth about for us, but ultimately I decided against buying new hardware. These were the original hardware that we have, silver and honestly to me outdated looking. But when I priced it out, I priced out some more modern ones. It was going to be $150 for about 52 handles, and I just didn't feel like I could spend that. And then for new, this is the original color of the hinges, and so for new hinges it would have been another $100. So I knew I wanted black, but I knew I didn't want to spend $250 on hardware. So instead, we just disassembled everything, which you should do anyways for painting on the doors. And instead, I bought this spray paint. I was really nervous about it because I've never actually sprayed hardware that's going to be touched and handled so much. But honestly, I am super impressed with it. We did about 3 coats of spray on it. And we'll show you, we'll spray some more of these and show you how we did it. But yeah, we've had them for about a week, and I have not seen any at all chips or scrapes, and we've had them like all rubbing around together. We already have a bunch installed, so we've already been using them, and I've been super impressed with the spray paint and the bond and usability of it. Something else is that you likely have silver screws. So when you put the screw in the black, it looks pretty bad and it looks pretty unfinished like that. And so instead, what we did, which is a tip you can do, super cheap, is take a Sharpie and you just color it once it's installed. Don't do this beforehand, because if you go to drill in your screw, some of the Sharpie will probably come off. So after it's installed, you just Sharpie it. Black screw. So you don't need to buy any new hardware. With the spray paint and the Sharpie, you can get the job done for what, $6 or something like that instead of $250. We also use a little handy dandy drill. We had another one for like a few years that was very similar, but we lost the charger. So we got this one recently, and it switches positions. It's super handy to me all the time. It has a bunch of different bits in it, so which is nice because in RVs you have like 4 or 5 different bits that you might have to use. And so anyways, this is what I used for all of our hardware, putting it back together and stuff like that. Super handy. This one was an upgrade a little bit from our last one, and it has different, I don't remember what it's called.
Like clutches.
Has different clutches. And anyways, it's great, super handy, also super wonderful to see Jonathan using it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more of these renovation type videos, let us know. There will be more coming down the pike. And I think our next one might be on wallpaper or the loft bed that we did for the boys. So let us know which one you prefer to see next. and hit that subscribe, and we'll see you soon.